Hello everyone, you're welcome to my channel. You're welcome to Decenstitch. If you're a new subscriber or returning subscriber, you're welcome. Please kindly like, share, comment, subscribe. Please subscribe and click the notification bell. Thank you. I'll make sure I have enough space up there because of the puff. If it was not a puffy sleeve, I will not bother doing that. I'll still need to add some extra space of an extra paper up there. Down here I need to have enough space there too, because the balloon effect adds extra that make it to puff out. I won't use my exact length. I'm going to place this at the edge of the paper because it's on fold. I won't be leaving any space there. I'm going to be using 1.5 inches in between each piece to space it or to spread it. So I'm going to cut the next one. Remember to cut it very close to the tip there. Then I'll tape it down to the 1.5 I measured. I'll measure 1.5 again and put the next one. I'll measure 1.5 again and place the next one. I'll measure another 1.5 and place the last piece. I'm going to tape it down up there. I'm going to add the extra for the puff effect. I'll be using about 4 inches because it's not so puffy. Then I'll get the midpoint of the slope of the sleeve, which is the armhole area. I'm going to bring this all the way towards the midpoint and blend it gently here. I want it to blend well. I'm going to add extra 2 inches here because the sleeve is not a fitted sleeve. If I leave it this way, it's going to be fitted around the arm. I'll have my puff, I'll have my balloon effect down here, but the arm area will be fitted. So I'm going to add extra to make it free around the arm. I'll mark 2 inches here. 2 inches is quite okay. Down here, I'm going to blend it first before I add the extra. I'm going to be adding 5 inches. I'm going to cut it out. While cutting it out, I adjusted my hand when cutting this curve area so it can be smooth. I added a little extra piece there because I used my discretion to cut it so it will be nice. I'm going to be using this as my waist belt. I have 3 inches here. This paper is 3 inches. I'm going to have here unfold. And I'm going to add 1 inch to the length of the paper to make it 4 inches so that my seam allowance is included. I'm going to sew 0.5 down here and 0.5 up here. So at the end of the day, I'll have 3 inches. For the length of the waist belt, I'm going to measure my waist divided by 4 and add some extra. The waist divided by 4 is 9 inches, so the remaining piece will be to tie and probably make a bow while tying. You can make it as long as you want. So this is going to be for the waist belt. This is the front and back bodies that we adjusted earlier. I'm going to be having my grain line here. Or straight grain. And I'm going to cut one piece of this because it's on fold. Then for the back piece, this is my grain line or straight grain, and I'm going to cut two pieces of this. I remember to add my zip allowance, 1 inch or 2 inches. This is the back piece. My seam allowances are already in this pattern. This is a pattern, not a sloper. The difference between a pattern and a sloper is that the pattern already has all your seam allowances needed, while the sloper doesn't have seam allowances. The only thing you have on it is that allowance. You are using the person's exact body measurement to make a sloper. There is no seam allowance at all, but a pattern already has all seam allowances and it has been altered. This is the back piece for the skirt. I have 2 inches here for my zip allowance. You can use 1 or 2 inches. Let it be the same with what you are using for the bodice. I'm going to be having my straight grain or grain line. Then I'm going to cut 2 pieces of this. This is the back piece, by the way. This is the front pattern, which is in 2 pieces. I'm going to draw my grain line and I'm going to cut 1 piece of this. For this, I'm going to cut 1 piece also. And this is my grain line. I already have my seam allowances around this pattern like I explained before. But I'm going to add 1 inch allowance to this place where I separated this pattern. The allowance to join this place back has not been included in the pattern. So when cutting it on the fabric, I'm going to add 1 inch for this place from top to the hem and add 1 inch allowance for this other one to join them together. I'm going to add my hem allowance here because I already shortened the length and the hem allowance is gone with the other piece I discarded. So I'm going to add 2 inches here as my hem allowance. So I have 2 inches as my hem allowance for both sides. I already have my side seam, I already have my waist allowance to join it back to the bodice. The only place I don't have seam allowance is here that I separated and the hem, which I cut out. For the back piece, I'm also going to add my hem allowance, very important. So I'm going to have 2 inches here also. I already have all my allowances, the zip allowance, the waist allowance to join it back to the bodice, and the side seam allowance, but I don't have my hem allowance because I cut it out. So I'm adding 2 inches here. So for the sleeve, I'm going to draw my straight grain or grain line, making it parallel to the edge of the sleeve. It's going to be placed like this, straight. I'm going to cut 2 pieces of this for the 2 sleeves, but it's going to be on fold. Then I'm going to gather here a little bit and leave the remaining to fit into the armhole of the dress for that puff effect. This is the second part of my sleeve. I'm going to draw my grain line or straight grain, and I'm going to cut 2 pieces of this. I already have my seam allowances all around it. Here is going to be on fold. This is the 3/4 part, while this is the elbow part, which when you gather this, you're going to attach it to the elbow area, and you're going to cut 2 pieces, so you can use the second one to tidy the edge at the 3/4 area. These are the 2 pieces I need for my sleeve. For the waist belt, I'm going to draw my grain line, and I'm going to cut 2 pieces of this. I have here on fold, and I'll cut 2 pieces. I'll use the other one to tidy the band or the belt. This is the waist belt, and this is the final piece of the pattern.
Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please kindly like, share, comment, subscribe if you're new here, and click the notification bell. Thank you.